Indy's fourth journey begins 20 years after the events of the Last Crusade. The story begins when Indy and his friend Mac are escorted to a military base to meet Irina Spalko, an agent from the Soviet. She forces Indy to break into Area 51 and locate alien bodies there. By his experience, Indy managed to find it for the Soviets. While the enemy was stunned, he tried to escape but was betrayed by his friend Mac. Indy fell into a new chase, but a few armored vehicles and full armed forces were still not enough to catch the old man. Indy escaped and ended up in a town in the desert. In fact, this is a site to test the power of the bomb. Before the whole land was blown away, Indy managed to hide in a refrigerator to escape. Soon after, the male lead was confronted by the FBI because of his association with the Soviet side. Because of this incident, he had to leave his job at the university. We now know that people close to Indy are all gone. Indy takes the train to New York, intending to find a new school to save his career. But a young man suddenly appeared and told about Harold Oxley, another partner of Indy. The archaeologist decided to continue talking to the guy. The young man introduced himself as Mutt Williams and then revealed more closely the situation of Harold. 6 months ago, while searching for a crystal skull in Peru, Harold missing, leading to the missing of Mutt's mother. Indy deduces that his friend must be looking to Akator. Whoever returns the crystal skull to the temple here, they will be possessed with an infinite energy. As soon as Mutt gave Indy the secret letter Harold had sent, the Soviets surrounded the two. But as usual, Indy and his friends escaped from the enemy's gun. Indy realized that the enemy was following him to decipher Harold's letter. Indy and Mutt fly to Peru because that's where the crystal skull is hidden. In the cellar that once held Harold, the two find the mark he left, from which they learn about Francisco de Orellana, the Spanish explorer. The skull-shaped artifact was definitely in Orellana's grave. Overcoming dozens of deadly traps, and then the two stopped in an enclosed, dark space surrounded by dry bones. Here they obtained the crystal skull. Leaving the grave, Indy and Mutt were surrounded by the army of Irina. They were sent to a concentration camp deep in the forest. Here, Irina explains more about the crystal skull. It is the product of aliens and will give infinite power to anyone who can possess it. Now Harold appeared. He was addled as a result of being exposed for too long in front of the mysterious skull. Irina tried to trick Indy with the same trick but failed. Here Indy reunites with his former lover Marion and learns the shocking truth: she is Mutt's mother. Later, Indy shocked again when Marion revealed,
"His name is Henry.
Henry, good name.
He's your son."
However, Indy's family was captured by the Soviet army again. On the journey to find the origin of the skull, the three people quarreled fiercely. Despite the love for travels, Indy still loves his family. Fortunately, Marion finally understood that. The family and Harold waded through the stream, approached the entrance to the ancient city of Akator. The traitor Mac also wanted to join the group, so he defended himself that he was a double agent of the CIA. Indy believed him and all 5 people went inside. Mac left instructions for Irina's troops to follow. Inside the temple, there are 13 alien skeletons, only one lost his head. When the Indy was still bewildered, Mac turned to pave the way for the Irina to enter. She put the skull back in its place. By that, everyone knows that the aliens will give humanity a great gift. So Irina demanded access to all the knowledge in the world. They began to give knowledge to her in exchange for everything around being sucked into the endless black hole. The soldiers and Mac were all prey to the aliens. And Irina couldn't take too much of knowledge and disintegrated into ashes. The Indy family was lucky to find a way out. They stood still watching the whole temple collapse and the aliens disappeared. In the end, Indy had found his family after many long years of fighting. The old archaeologist reconnects with Marion in a wedding. The two walk out of the cathedral towards a bright future.